Basically, what I want to show is the AnyCAD technology. Last user group back in October, there was a question asked to me as far as in Autodesk 2023 version, what was my favorite feature? And I had to pause because I really wasn't sure. Then shortly after the meeting, I was thinking about it. And what I really think for the 2023 is the Fusion 360 interface. This allows me to interact with other users inside or even outside my company. And we're going to demonstrate this technology today. I'm going to use Jose and I will be working together. And we have a lot of companies that are starting to really make good use of the Inventor CAM, Fusion 360 CAM. We have engineers and you have CNC operators. It's unlikely that an engineer will do all of the design and then start doing all of the CNC work at their workstation. Typically, the CNC operator would be doing that information, creating the toolpaths, the setups, and everything else. It's also more expensive to create or to purchase a product design collection for the CNC operator, where really what they can use is the Fusion 360 with the machining extension. It does have more capabilities than the Inventor CAM, and it is it's really where Autodesk puts all of its technology into the CAM side of it. Inventor CAM is very similar, but any new features are going into Fusion versus the Inventor CAM. Eventually, they trickle down. The Fusion is a little bit more dynamic. So what I want to do is I have this particular component, and I want to share it with Jose. He's going to actually do some of the setup and machining. And then if I make any iterations to it, hopefully, if everything works well, we'll be able to update the toolpaths dynamically without having to start over. Other CAD systems like Gibbs or MasterCam, if Jose and I are working together and I make an iteration, I have to resend him the file. He has to re-import it and start over with his setup and all of his toolpaths. So we want to be able to do it to be more productive, more lean. And again, it's from design to part creation as soon as possible. And so what I'm going to do here is using the Fusion 360 tab, we have a lot of things that we can do. If I have someone that's a structural designer, I could share this model with them for different aspects. I can do static stresses. I can do dynamics. I have like an assembly file, plastic injection molding. So with any type of vendor, but what we're focused on today is machining, subtractive machining, not additive. We're not doing any 3D printing with plastic or metal. We're going to be doing conventional machining on this. So I'm going to use my subtractive manufacturing method, and I'm going to share this model over to Fusion 360. So the file in Inventor is called MTC Housing. And I'm going to place that in my user group folder. I'm going to upload it. And then what I'm going to do is actually open up inside of Fusion. So it's going to link the two of them together. So do a refresh. So here's my MTC housing. I can see that it's an Inventor format by default. And when I open up this file, it's going to create a Fusion design file of this housing. And you can see it right here. The two of them are linked together. I'm just going to hit cancel out of this. I'm going to save this and get out of it because I don't want to be doing the machining. Jose is going to be doing it. All I'm doing is pushing it to Fusion. In the past, we'd have to export and import. There were ways of doing it, but it was kind of clumsy. This is a little bit more dynamic. So I'm going to close this. Now, what I don't want to do is just share a link of this file. I want Jose to be able to work directly on this model. And if I make any design changes, I want it to reflect that dynamically. So if you're not familiar with Fusion, this is the data panel. It's kind of like your C drive. This is where your files are stored. It's in the user group folder. And over here, I'm going to look at it at the web. This is really using the drive.autodesk.com. So you're actually in, bring this over here in a second. Your files are truly just stored on the Autodesk web service, and you have accounts. We all have accounts that come with our subscription. And in here, I can see my files. This is a team. So Jose and I are going to be working together. So in your data area, I can go to my project members. And what I did this morning was I invited Jose to be a member of this team. And that's all it is. If I click invite, I can invite, I think Kim Palumbo's on and Brian Moore from Relex are on. I can invite each one of those into this team as well. And I can give them the type of access that they need. So I've already done that with Jose this morning. So my system is in here. The files are in here. I'm going to get out of this. And I'm actually going to close this file. So it's saving it. It's my untitled. Let me get rid of this guy. Okay, so here's my MTC housing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Jose share his screen, and you can see how he's going to be able to go to the Fusion. He's going to open up the file and start working with the Fusion 360 manufacturer. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen.
Okay.
And Jose's going to share his screen.
Sorry.
Oh.
Screen one. Okay. Okay. Can you see the screen now?
Yes.
Okay. Well, right here in Fusion 360, you can see I'm part of James group, and as such, well, I have access to all the files that Jim has uploaded there. So as in this group already, well, I have some versions of these files, and as he starts making changes or uploading new files, I get this little message in here. You can tell me if you can see that says that in this folder has been updated. So you can just hit refresh. And Fusion is going to show me all the files that Jim has been working on, right?
And also remember, we're in actually different countries. So it's just really dynamic. So it doesn't matter where your consultants are or your collaborators are. Everything is web-based.
Exactly. I'm just gonna go ahead and open this one, MTC housing, right, Jim?
Actually, the one above it.
Sorry, I opened it a bit too long. Right. Okay. Now this part that Jim just uploaded, and let's say I want to do some manufacturing operations. I'm gonna keep it real simple. Gonna do the new setup in here. Let's say I have a C-axis oriented this way, X-axis oriented that way. No, not that way. But, okay. And with my origin over here, right?
Excellent.
Gonna start with a stock around. Oh, let's change our unit. It's just that. Okay, so again, sorry. Let's here. And I have some stock around 0.04, 40 mils on the stock, right? The origin on here. Okay, and I'm gonna set up two operations. Real simple, just want to replace the top with base mill that I have in here with inches. Select. This parameter should be right. The stock contours. Well, I can select outer one. Control the height. Let's say these are going to be my heights, where the tool is going to be when it feeds, when it starts rotating faster, what's the top, what's the bottom, etc. Let's say I have in here the over stock offset. Let's put a middle offset. So I base on this, and change here the path extension. So the tool can face the complete place. Okay, so this is basically set up for this operation, right? Let's watch it, how it works.
If you've never seen the Fusion 360 manufacture before, Jose's taken the file that I created and sent him. He's truly just manufacturing it. So he's going to set up the stock that it's going to be used to create this part. He's starting to create some tool paths. He's going to start off by facing the part. And then from there, he's just showing a simulation as far as you can check your work as you go. And you can do so many things, like if you need to do any kind of quoting, you can get statistics as far as the machining time. And it's all based on your feeds and speeds. And so it's very, very accurate. And it's a great way of getting an idea of how long something will take to actually machine. And we'll take a look at that once he actually adds the next tool path.
Okay. Let's say now I want to do this buckets, right?
So I'm going to start by doing a rough machining to clear out the material in the pockets.
Tool, you can select another one, like flathead mill.
When you're looking for your tools, that filtering on the right-hand side, it's a great way of filtering down all of the type of tools that you might have. You can have different libraries. You can have libraries. If you've got 2 or 3 different CNC equipments out there, you can specify a library specific to each. One might have a 6 turret holder, one might have a 10 turret holder, and they can have the appropriate size and tools for each of the different machines.
Right. I can filter depending on the kind of operation that I want to do, right? And depending on the type of mill that I have available. Well, there's a Fusion 360 library. There are libraries for several manufacturers as well, or even the ones that you just buy or you have in the tool shed, right? The thing, one or thing to do it, right, Jim?
You can always change. You can do a 1/4 inch if it's too timely. Then we can switch it to a 1/2 inch. We can check that. So
Okay.
yeah, you could do it either one. So again, you can always make adjustments. You're not starting over. So if you change a tool, the tool paths will adjust automatically.
Exactly. You can always change it in here with the some tools. You have like a little library, the ones that you're already using, and the ones that you can import from the libraries, right?
And you can set up tools. If you had a 1/2 inch end mill, you might have different feeds and speeds for aluminum versus tool seal, and they have predefined setups so that you're not changing any of that. You change it. You're picking the tool itself, and it's adjusting everything for you.
Let me just. I think we can leave it like this, right? Just to show
Nice.
a couple of operations, I think. Here I can go to simulate on the setup. I can simulate each one of the operations. I can simulate the whole process, the whole setup. So I can control the speed of the simulation in here. If I wanted to go a little faster, or if I want to play it backwards, so I want to see what it was supposed to be doing from the beginning, something. Okay.
It's a little choppy on the screen right now, but it's more dynamic when it's on your computer. We're having some technical issues with the web presentation, but it's a lot smoother than that. You can expect much better consistency.
Yeah, of course. I don't know if you can see that the little mail is making the pockets. Are you all able to see it?
So Jose, can you click on your statistics tab on the simulation?
Sure.
And in there, you'll see the time, linear feet, linear inches rather, is how long. Right now, that machining time is 10 minutes and 49 seconds. So that you can start optimizing your tool paths. Maybe it's half-inch end mill. He's only going down 100 thousandths. Maybe we can go down a quarter inch. That would reduce the time. Less steps, more machining. And these tool paths have these strategies to really optimize the tool life. It's always going to try to maintain engagement, proper percentage of engagement with the tool and the material. All right, thank you. You can keep going on that.
Yeah, I think we've gone here, right? Just a couple operations. I think I can save now. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so maybe Jose and I are on the phone, so he's got some work done to it already. And this is where the biggest advantage comes into play, is if I make any kind of design change. So I'm going to switch over to my screen. So can you stop sharing, Jose? Thank you. Share mine. Okay. So here is, I'm going to close this. Let me see, Fusion. Yep, Fusion's good. All right, so in Inventor, here's my part file. So what I want to do is make a slight change to it. I'd like to change the depth of these pockets. So I'm going to edit the feature, and right now I'm at 0.435. I'm going to make it 0.25, make them shallower. And then the other thing I could do is we'll try something a little different here. This guy, I'm going to do some direct editing. I can take this face right there and I can bring it down a little bit, have it dissimilar from the others. So these three pockets are at the same depth. This one's different. So what happens now is I'm going to save this file. I'm working inside of Inventor. I'm not using Fusion. I'm just working with Inventor. I save my file. Now in my browser over here, I can see that it's linked to Fusion. I have my Fusion exports folder. Here's my housing. Now, whenever you first push this to Fusion, it has version tracking just like Vault does. So I made a modification to this. I need to upload this. Jose and I might be on the phone. I told him I made a change. I'd like him to, progress with this version. All I have to do is upload new version. That's it on my end. I just got to upload the new version. And then even if I don't tell him, if he's working on it, I'm going to stop sharing. Jose is going to share his screen.
Hey guys, I'm sorry. We have a question.
Yes.
Patrick White says, how do I go about getting post for Delta on my legacy Maverick 3x5?
Okay, so Patrick, I think I gave you some information on getting a post. There's a company that can actually help with that. But typically what happens with Fusion, I'm going to have, let's see, back to my tab. So what Jose can do, he's going to show you where some of the built-in posts are. So before he does that, he's going to see this blue notification that the model is out of date. So Jose, let's update the model and then show everyone where the posts are. So he's got a blue notification that the model changed, and he's going to update what he's seeing inside of Fusion to show those design updates.
Sorry, I was talking with muted phone. Sorry.
No worries.
Okay. Can you see the screen now?
Yeah, let's update. Yeah, I can see it. So let's update that design.
Okay.
Good.
Well, I went to the design tab and I'm going to update it right here.
If you look at the pockets, you'll see them adjust dynamically.
It's preparing.
And Jose, if you can show your data panel, the MTC housing is now at version 2 instead of version 1. So you
Yes.
do have that version control. Thank you. So let's take a look at your toolpath to see if they updated dynamically.
All right. Then go to manufacturer, right? Okay, so I have this little info thingy in here. It says toolpath is out of date, but the toolpath is still there, right? So I think I can either just enter again and hit OK, and it will be updated.
So he's just
Patrick says he will be. Oh, sorry, Jim. Patrick says he will be using Inventor Cam. I don't know if you saw that, but yeah.
Oh, and the post processors are virtually the same between Inventor Cam and Fusion. You go to the same place to get the post processors.
Thanks, Jim. I think you can keep going, Jose.
So the toolpath's updated. He's just regenerated them. So it doesn't matter how complex the model is. The toolpath will automatically update.
There it is.
There they go. Nice.
Yeah.
Now, because I changed one of the pockets, he might have to edit and actually add that pocket profile. You edit that.
Exactly. It depends,
Yeah.
I think, on the recognition of each one of the faces. I mean, as it was a direct edit, right? I think it generated it as a new face. So maybe that's the only one I need
Nice.
to click, right?
There we go. So you're spending less time redoing things and you're just moving forward. Even if you're in design iteration mode, sometimes creating these CNC toolpaths can take a while. So Jose and I can work in parallel versus him having to wait for my design to be completed. He can get a lot of work already set up and prepped. And as the design changes, it'll update dynamically.
Come on, put in here.
Okay. Jose, thank you for that. I'm going to, if you can stop sharing, I'll put my screen on here.
Yep.
Okay, here. All right, so in Inventor, if I were to choose to do this in Inventor, I could simply go to CAM and go to my setups. The post processors are actually, if I look at my post process here, I got no toolpaths yet. Let me open a file that actually has some. Let's see here. So in here is your tool, your post processor that you're configured. So right now, if I look at this here, this dropdown, these are the default ones that ships with both Inventor and Fusion 360. And you can specify which post you're looking for. So if I'm looking for just the Haas post, I'll come over to here, Haas automation. And now I'll just see the posts that are included for the Haas machines. The post libraries, I'll go to Fusion. Let's see here. Actually, let's go to the web. There's actually a link for it. Web's not coming up. No, it's over here. Mentor Cam. Post processor library. So this is where you can find some for Fusion 360, and they're virtually interchangeable between Fusion and Inventor. You can see they basically go to the same place, the Fusion 360 and Autodesk HSM. So there's a lot of posts up here, and a lot, I shouldn't say a lot, but many are getting added frequently. If there's anything that's might be close, and what we have found is that what you want to do is, it's very rare that you have to create a post process from scratch. You can usually take one of the pre-existing ones and make some post edits to them, or we found, and Relex was one of those cases. They have an older machine, I think it was a Siemens machine, and we found that I think the Haas post actually worked better than the one we found for the Siemens. So sometimes it's a matter of understanding your equipment and understanding the NC code, what it should look like, and be able to get to that point. Patrick, you have some specialized equipment, and if you did not get the information I sent you, I will resend it to you. There was an individual who said he can actually help with creating that post processor for you. Get back to the screen, and I will stop sharing. All right. Any questions from anyone on anything that we just showed?
Not yet.
Wyatt? Okay. So what I also would like you to do is, Juliana is going to reach out to all of you that have attended, and we're looking for topics for the next user group. So we want to make sure that we're presenting information that it's going to meet your demands. You know, what are you looking for? What do you need? And we'll adjust the presentations accordingly for that. So any new technology that you've seen, anything that we want to return and redo from the past, we'd be happy to do that. But we'd like to get your input on what you'd like to see in some of the next user group meetings.
Absolutely. We will be also sending this recording to all the assistants and also the absentees, as well as we will be uploading this in our YouTube channel. Of course, we will be editing as this will be a shorter video. So you guys all have it and can share with colleagues or watching it on your own time. Oh, we see Patrick trying to fix his camera there.
Okay, is that who that is? All right. So, all right. So I would like to thank everyone for attending today, taking the time out of your day for the user groups. And again, we want to make sure that this is built around you. So please reach out, let us know what we can do for the next one. And I do look forward to seeing everyone on the next either webinar or user group meeting.
Thank you, everyone. And as a reminder, we have coming up next on January 26th at 1 p.m., Finish Line Pro, the markup, design, and engineer project needs. Then on February 8th, we have On Time and On a Budget at the World of BIM Collaboration at 1 p.m. And then on February 9, we will have Scan to BIM, Modeling in Revit. That one will be at 2 p.m. So yeah, just go to our page, go to the events section and register for our webinars. And thank you everyone for attending. Thank you, Jose. What a way to start your journey with MicroCAD. And thank you, Jim, as usual. Thank you so much. And thank you, everybody.
Thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Jim and Juliana, and everybody. Hope we see you around.
Absolutely. Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Bye, Roger.